No, I just I go story by story, but I like genre because I don't know why I like genre. In film, in literature, not so much. In film, it gives you a structure and it also gives you something. It gives you a structure to establish your ideas, but it also gives you a structure to violate in order to surprise the audience. Well, in many ways, I prefer working with the studio because, again, I just made this movie, The Harvest, and it was completely independent, which means there was no company ever involved, so there's no distribution group ready to sell the movie. Now we have to go out and find distribution. If you work with a major studio, while you're making the movie, they're figuring out how to market it, they're working on it, and when the movie's done, it goes into the theaters, and it's all boom, 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 it's taken care of. Plus the budgets are much bigger, you get paid a lot more. And I've been very fortunate in working with the studios because my budgets have been not 200 million, where then you're gonna get a committee telling you a lot of, things won't, your decisions won't be your decisions, they'll be negotiations. But in a mid-sized, smaller studio pictures, of course they have a lot, but I've been able to get my way and really been treated quite well by the studios I've worked for. But making this like The Harvest, the wonderful thing is there was no studio, there was nobody telling me I could or couldn't do anything, and it's a 100% creative control, which we all aspire to. But you know what? It's nice to have somebody else's opinion because other people, what it took me a long time to realize is sometimes they're right. When I was young, I was always right. And now I know sometimes I'm wrong, and I like to have people around me that say, well, have varying points of view. It would probably, The Harvest was not one I would want to make with the studio because it would have become conventional. And it's not a film I wanted to make as a conventional story. It would have been, like I say, booga booga horror. And I enjoy watching that kind of film, but I don't make that kind of film. Well, they're all great actors, including the children. And if you cast really good actors, it's easy. Well, not always easy. It depends on the act. But if they're really good, you don't have to direct them a lot. You just have to, again, it's like a genre. You have a little framework. You keep them, you have your ideas, but let them go. As I say, the older I get, the less I direct the actors, the more freedom I give them. But I always look at them during the rehearsals, you establish your relationship with them. And I know when they're good and when they're not good, and I know their work. So I just look, while they're working, I'm looking at them, and when they see my eyes, they know if they do something wrong, if they do something that isn't their absolute best, I will know, and they'll have to they'll have to do it again and give me their best. You know how digital has changed working at 35, I was doing so few takes because we had so little time, so few days. But digital has changed things immensely because you don't cut scenes and you let it go, you let it run, etc. All that stuff. This was a very disciplined shoot because we just didn't have a lot of time. But I think it's probably the last time I'll shoot film, and it's probably the last time I'll do a big orchestral score. Those things are sort of dying. Well, I've worked with Bill Murray many times, 3 times, that's not that many, but, and we got to be pretty good friends, and he called me 6.5 years ago and he said, I have this script I really like, I want you to read it, and I want you to direct it if you like it. So I said, okay. And, just because no project ever, okay, I like this script, let's go, we're gonna be making it in 2 months. It never happened to me and to nobody I know. So it's been 6.5 years we've been, we work on it for a while, then he gets another movie and somebody else goes and does this and all this stuff happens, but it's kind of pretty close right now. And hopefully it will be starting in a pre-production in a few weeks, hopefully. Well, it was really nice yesterday when the weather was perfect, but I took a walk in the town today. It was very, very nice, and the people have been great. I mean, the festivals are usually very fun to go to, and you get to meet a lot of people, and that, you know, you wouldn't meet otherwise. It's great. It's wonderful.